Hey everybody, John Hawk here. I'm in a little city forest here in Nuremberg, Germany. Today's pretty much my last day here out of a month. Wasn't sure what I was going to be doing here exactly. I just knew it was another shamanic trip, and I planned them kind of, sort of, and day by day, and see how things play out and do the best I can with the people and places and things I'm working with. But it's one more time. I mean, if I could really pat myself on the back where I came and I proved to, you want to say, universal consciousness or shamanic flow, that I could come to a place. I could download a lot of information to people. I could create wonderful experiences that people will call miracles or enlightenment or whatever, and create a lot of good memories. And people say, well, you're not happy with that? I'm like, well, sure I am, It's nice to be able to do these things. But the point I want to make, and I don't want to sound ungrateful in saying it this way, but I do this all the time, okay? And I did it again. And what I have the issue with is, as the world gets more and more suppressive, people don't take these little things that I pass on to the next level on their own. They don't even know how, don't ask how to do it. And the people who we call the puppeteers, or the people who are these self-proclaimed elites, they're very, very disciplined, consistent, and focused on their agendas and actions and making all those things manifest into the destiny that they want to create for themselves. Unfortunately, we don't share in the benefits of that. We're the peasants on the field, the serfs. It's been a thing of the last 5 years. All the conspiracy theories have come true. All the things we get deplatformed for, all came true. They're coming true now. And now the alleged elites, who I like to just call our puppeteers, their agenda is not hidden. It's right out in the open, and the sheeple are still denying it and going along. And so then I asked myself, why? Why did I have to come here and do this again? Why does that universal force, shamanic flows, that say, oh, hey, we got another thing for you. We're going to get you to go do the same thing you've been doing, the same things you've been teaching for 40 plus years, into a new location. Okay, yeah, I'll do that, yeah. I wish people would leave comments about why they don't want to go any further. Here is an example. I went to a thing I did in Dusseldorf with another energy healing circle. Had some people that, dealing with stuff for a lifetime. And just after one visit, it's all gone, even though they've been seeing therapists and psychologists, psychiatrists for years. Chronic pain, go away. Just started working with somebody, ovarian cancer. We'll see how that progresses. A year ago, I started working with a woman whose father was paralyzed, awake in coma, and then a couple months got him to be able to start move his legs, follow with his eyes, get off some medication. But people they see these things happening, and they're like, wow, it's real. And then they just stop. They get caught up in the little moments that made themselves feel so good. And I'm happy I could provide that. But let me remind you that that's just the beginning. A lot of people that I've worked with for the last 10 years are pretty much in the same level they were when I started working with them. And they hold on to these tiny moments, or when somebody said something really nice to them, and how they made that new person they just met, feel so good. And again, that's a wonderful thing to be a part of. However, that's still just level one. You can go so much further if you just want to. If you just want to deprogram yourself, you just want to go ahead and just try a little bit. So I'm gonna go back to Texas, trying to get my boat in the water, but going, we're all kind of held semi-hostage to any long-term plans anyway, to how the elections play out. Or I shouldn't even call them elections, more like selections. If I was gonna leave people a message, don't get caught up in the petty shit. Don't hold yourself back. Don't get lost in the illusions sitting there by level 1, or the Walmart gurus, the ones that take little tiny bits of level 1 information and want to make big money things out of it. Not that I have a problem with money. If I focused on just getting the money, yeah, I could do that easy enough. It's easy to get rich in this business. If you just want to sell cheap Disney kind of shamanism or New Age bullshit, it's easy to become a Walmart guru. It's too easy to become a cult leader. But to me, there's no quality in it. I could push for a few years, get the money, get a property, build some of the geomantic structures I do, and then take people into some really deep, journeys, really big changes. But then what do? They go back to a lifestyle of eating highly processed food, filling their lungs with smoke all through the day, eating just trash, just, jump back into a hookup culture and polluting their own personal energies. It's like, what's the point sometimes? And I'm not the only one. I've talked to other, older shamans that have been doing this a while, and we're all kind of facing the same thing and wondering just why. Why are we just going to be an audience again, lifetime after lifetime, of watching civilizations just implode because the people are just programmed into laziness and just don't want to escape. It's just a weird thing to watch when you see how much power is available. And again, on this trip, I showed people that. I took some people that didn't know anything about basically any energy healing applications and made them efficient, practitioners in just a couple days. And it's not about the lessons, it's not about the curriculum, it's about the permeability of your personal energy. And this is why I tell people it's really about you being the temple. It's really about you being that fine machinery that generates this really fine power that has a resonance that can just permeate everything that's around. And people will just get the message without even talking to them. And they'll feel it in their soul that there's more. And then you can just give them, bits and pieces of information. You can't load them down too fast, because then the integration on the physiology can be traumatic. Unless you have a nice geomantic structure to work in, then you can make some big changes real fast. Anyway, I'm just passing the time for the day to go, because I go early back to Munich and catch a plane across the Atlantic, back into Central Texas and back into that lifestyle, as if this didn't happen at all. Well, so Marcus Small and I were thinking about doing some Zoom calls, continuing education stuff. But as some of my apprentices had seen over the last couple of months, especially the one that visited me here in Nuremberg, Michi, the online stuff is one thing. You get lots of questions, you get lots of information, but until you actually get to a location and feel the shamanism, taste it, smell it, being a part of the energy and being permeated by it, you really don't know the experience. For all you people getting new into shamanism, test your teacher. All right, find out about their history, their accomplishments, and things like that, how long they've been doing it. Too many people out there are just the Walmart gurus, taking level 1 stuff, trying to make big money off of it, but no foundation. You got to have a foundation. You have to have somebody that can take you through the processes of your clearing and deprogramming, to be able to have something new, clean, and solid to rebuild on. If you don't have that, you're not going to go anywhere, So, turn the page, while I do this, I'm going to turn this around because I stumbled in on this little part of the forest that gave me an interesting metaphor on the physical plane about the global spiritual, metaphysical, New Age movement. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Because right now you see behind me, it's all, pretty forest and all that. But I'm going to give you something here that's in front of me and around it a little bit. And then I'll get back before I say goodbye. But that kind of tells the truth about it, okay? Hold on here, watch this. Oh, put my hand over the camera. I know. See all this debris and all this? The fallen pieces kind of represent the people who tried but didn't have good enough training. All the fallen pieces of the people that, wanted to go a little bit but didn't have a good foundation. They just got hacked and chopped. And meanwhile, new level 1 stuff sprung up. This is all real new growth. And when this stuff was cut, because I've done clearing of forest for lumber and for fire prevention, there's an order to do things when you're doing this now. But then you go through these workshops and ayahuasca ceremonies and everything, and all your old stuff just falls down and doesn't get cleaned up. That's why follow-up for your lesson plans and stuff is so important. People can take you through some moves, you go through the ceremonies, but if you don't clean up the debris that you cleared, it just lays like this, and what you do is end up just tripping over it to the rest of your spiritual growth. Catch you guys later.